In 2023, Indonesia took over the rotating chairmanship of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, from Cambodia. But one issue, the military rule of Myanmar, which began when the army seized power 2 years ago, threatens to overshadow other items on ASEAN's agenda. The U.S. State Department says there are credible reports that the military's crackdown on its opponents has resulted in thousands being jailed, tortured, or killed. Indonesian President Joko Widodo said that although Indonesia was committed to resolving the crisis in Myanmar, ASEAN would not be, in his words, held hostage to the Myanmar conflict. Andreika Natalegawa is an expert on Southeast Asia at the Center for Strategic and International Studies.
We're only a very short period of time into Indonesia's chairmanship, but we're beginning to see the outlines of how it'll approach the Myanmar crisis. And we've seen a number of public statements by senior officials.
Luhut Binsar Panjaitan, Indonesia's coordinating minister for maritime affairs and investment, told the World Economic Forum in Davos in mid-January that it was time Myanmar's military leaders stepped aside to allow qualified people to lead. Meanwhile, President Widodo said Indonesia would send one of its high-ranking generals to Myanmar to offer advice on transitioning from military to civilian rule. Patrick M. Cronin is the Asia-Pacific Security Chair at the Hudson Institute.
I think Indonesia is serious about wanting to improve the situation in Myanmar, but I think they're also reluctant to look like they're meddlesome or to be counterproductive, to engage in counterproductive activity. And they don't think blanket sanctions, they don't think stopping all dialogue is very productive.
Since its founding in 1967, ASEAN has adopted a policy of non-intervention in internal affairs. And Myanmar's military regime hasn't made much headway towards implementing the 5-point consensus it agreed to with ASEAN leaders in April 2021, calling for cessation of hostilities and continued dialogue among the disputing sides. And that may force ASEAN's hand.
If Myanmar has not reached or implemented any of the points from the 5-point consensus by April, then there should be consequences for them.
President Widodo told the Reuters news agency he was prepared to act decisively if Myanmar did not comply with the consensus, but he did not elaborate on what actions Indonesia would take. For Yuni Salim, Nova Purwadi, VOA News.